What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and let's get into the markets. It is Friday. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm going to make this video quick as possible. So make sure you scroll down, smash those thumbs up, leave your comments down below. As always, let me know what you think of the video. Make sure you share the video if you would, get it out there. We're going to take a look at the Dow Jones, the dollar, and today we're going to take a look at the 10-year yield. So that goes along with the dollar and everything else to tell us what's going to happen with Bitcoin. In my opinion, we're going to take a look at mostly the smaller time frames today just to get through it. You guys know my big picture, and if you don't, check out any of my past videos. Also, I'm going to try to remember to leave a link down below. I was on Miss Teen Crypto yesterday. Had a great interview. It was a good time. Got to kind of look at different views, so definitely check that out. I'll leave that in the pinned description below. Also tonight, 4 p.m. Eastern, remember we have the 4 bare naked horsemen. So check that out on Twitter. Make sure you give me a follow on Twitter. It's at CryptoSavvy1. Again, that'll be at 4 p.m. We do have a special guest today, so make sure you tune in. All right, taking a look at the Dow. It's up as of right now. The pre-markets, it's 8 o'clock as of making this video. Up 206. S&P is up 30, NASDAQ up 88. As you guys know, it is Friday. Some wanky things can happen. A lot of times they'll try to pump the market at the end of the day, the last hour of the day. We'll see what happens today. Usually in a bear market, though, at the end of the day, they're usually dumping. So we'll take a look at the areas to watch. Let's take a look at the Dow. As you guys know, here's our falling channel we've been watching. We threw the Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low. We nailed the 0.786. Currently, yesterday we closed at almost 32,000 points even. But we nailed this 786 with the Powell speech, right? We could still, if it does get up and get another pump, we could see this would have to be a massive pump. 33.3 we've been talking about, which is just the top of this channel. But so far, not looking too likely, although we could get a pump if you look at the RSI and get up and retag the trend line here and make a lower high here, which would just be hidden bearish divergence, the continuation to the downside. So right now our resistance is going to be this 32,122 points. If we can't get above that, we may try today, get up there. I do think it'll just reject back on down to here if we do. But if we do get above that, like I said, look for maybe 32.7, somewhere in that range for rejection to make a... But that would have to close up in this range, right? Because the RSI follows the body, not the wick. So if that's the case, they pump to end of today and we stop up here. But nevertheless... the big macro picture is still bearish, guys, unless we break this 33.3 area. The DXY, as you guys know, this is the 4-hour chart. We've been watching this as a possibility. This would have to dump pretty damn fast to get back down to this level for the 1-to-1 extension. So this ABC could just be a flat, and this was the end of the C, and we continue up from here. Let's look at the daily, then we'll take a look at the weekly. So on the daily, as you guys know, my target for the DXY has not changed, 122. Once we break this 122, like I said, if we get to the 122, and that's just a measured move of the break of this channel, right? So, and that was the green channel right here. Once we broke out, that gave us our 122 target. I do think we'll probably get some resistance here, maybe a pretty decent rejection. But as I've been talking about, I do think eventually we'll break this, make it support, and then we go out to the weekly. And a break of that would be looking at this. Now look here back in the 80s, right? I want to stress this because we're looking at the 10-year yield next. Let's put this over here. Don't forget, guys, if you forgot at the beginning, make sure you scroll down, smash that thumbs up. Anyways, this is the measured move from this falling wedge from where he broke out. Could get all the way back up to this 178 to 180 range. Breaking this high here, does that mean the world comes to an end? No, we've seen the same thing in the 80s. One of the other thing that's funny, back in the 80s, cocaine was a huge thing, big problem, and now we have fentanyl. Just kind of weird how all this stuff kind of just repeats, right? So anyways, that's what I'm looking at. Let's look at the 10-year yield. So here's the 10-year yield in the 80s, same thing, big rally. this is what I'm looking at for our next target for the 10-year yield. Just this broadening wedge right here. We broke out, and that gets us around just above the 7%. But keep an eye on it. I do think it could go much higher, but this is my longer term target as of right now. So it's kind of pointing the same direction, doing the same type thing. So as you can see, interest rates are going crazy, especially on 30-year mortgage. It's well above 7%. I think we'll probably see, above 10% in the next year or so. So just be careful with that stuff, guys. If you are interested in trading before we get into Bitcoin, definitely check out Prime XBT. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You can trade Bitcoin, altcoins, even Forex, Dow, S&P, gold, silver, oil, pre-markets, post-markets, all from one exchange. So you don't have to, and you can have multiple trades in. They don't clump them together like scam exchanges. I do have that link down below also in the pinned comments. Use my link and my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus to add to your margin. SAVVY25 will give you 25% off of your trading fees, and that's huge. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. There's also a section in there where you can, once you sign up, you can trade in the competitions for free and actually win tradable money if you win them. So it's zero risk. Definitely check them out. And this is Bitcoin on the monthly. So this is the monthly trend line. Everybody likes to look at the weekly and say, we're oversold. Well, if you look at what's going on, the monthly has plenty of room to go, guys. And as you guys know, I do think this was Bitcoin's one big, huge bull market, and each dip here was just the correction. And this will be the first bear. I do believe there's a good possibility the middle or end of next year, we see it as low as 3,500. That's going to take time. There's many ups and downs. Like I said, watch any of my past videos. I go over it in almost every video. So unless we open and close a monthly on the RSI above this trend line, everything remains bearish below, right? So this is what we've been looking at the past few days on the daily. This hidden bearish divergence, lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI, hidden bearish divergence. Could this be played out? Possibly. But right now our current resistance is around 21,000, which is our golden pocket area. We could go still as high as 21.8, a daily, right? A daily close 21.8 or less. We still, well, actually, anything below 22.4 will still be hidden bearish divergence. That would put the RSI all the way up here and the price action down here, hidden bearish divergence. Either way, guys, I don't think this is a breakout that people are talking about, and that was the bottom. I truly do not think we've seen the bottom yet. I could be wrong. None of this is financial advice, but let's see here. So this is the weekly. As you guys know, my next target's around 14.5, and that's just the measured move of this rising channel break right here. Still looking for that. If we're going to get a bounce, if we do get the drop here and do get a bounce, I think the bounce is going to be around 14.5. And then after that, like I said, around February or March, I'm looking for 75 to 8,500, and then a big rally up to maybe 14,000, 14,500 again into April, May, somewhere in that area. And then, like I said, going to our ultimate bottom down here at the 35 to 4,500. And again, on this weekly, what we need to watch is this weekly RSI. And I showed you that in the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. Once this is broken, which I don't think we're going to break it here, but hey, I could be wrong. We'll see how the weekly closes. I think the weekly is going to close below this trend line, but if it does close above, maybe this is our false bottom. We get our rally, and then more and more move to the downside to retest this. Again, like in the Amazon Bitcoin comparison chart, everything's lining up. Check out any previous video. You'll see it on there. All right, let's take a look at the daily. So the daily, we're looking at this falling channel, right? So the bullish side on this daily, we would have to break this blue target. We'll look at it in the 4-hour. Right now, we are getting rejected on this trend line here at the 20,750 range. I think the actual line is around 27 or 20,800, right? So if we do break above this and get support, we have the 21,500 is the area I'm looking for a massive rejection if we even break up from here. If that does break, then we could go test the top of this channel again. That's around the 24.5. So there is a possibility for a weekend pump, maybe. I don't think it's going to happen, but be aware, it is the weekend. Anything can happen. But as you guys know, a break of this 18.3, I think it's right around. Yeah. So I was saying 18.2, but as time goes on, this break of this 18.3, 18.2 range is going to be a quick move to 14.5. I still think that it's most likely to happen. So be careful, be aware of that. I don't think there's going to be a lot of time to enter trades or do whatever. Once that breaks, it'll probably be pretty quick. And then I'm sure you'll see volatility like you do every other time it breaks these lows, right? When you broke this low here, never came back to test it. When you broke this low here, it never made it all the way up to test it. So once we break this low here, I think our resistance major area to watch. Once this breaks, I don't think we'll get back up to the 17.3 to 17.4 range again anytime in the near future. But again, this is going to take time. If you look at the RSI right here, we broke out like I talked about yesterday. I think this was a bull trap. We're retesting this trend line now. Here, let me zoom in so you can see it. On the RSI, I expect another rejection. But again, even if we do pump to that 21,500, I think it'll be at just, you know, a higher high here and a lower high on the RSI, just another rejection to come back down. So in no way, shape, or form am I bullish here other than if we break these levels. Let's look at it in the 4 hour. So in the 4 hour, we zoom in, looking at the same chart just on the 4 hours. So like I said, we're getting rejected right here. Our last touch on this trend line was 21,100. Unless we get above this. So to be bullish, you have to get above the 20,760 range. Let's just say 20,800. And then you're looking for a rejection around the 21,500 range. If that breaks, then, you know, we could get as high as this 24.5. I don't see that happening, but again, it's the weekend. Anyways, maybe we come back down to test this trend line here, but the reason I have that 21.5, that's just as simple as the break of this triangle here. Take a measurement of the widest point and go up here. Anyway, guys, we got plenty more room in the 4 hour and the daily to the downside. So be careful. If we do get a quick spike up, I think I'm going to short any spike up. So just my view. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you smash the likes, leave your comments below. Don't forget to check out our Twitter today at 4 p.m. For Bare Naked Horsemen. It's a good show. We usually talk about a little bit of everything. We have, you know, let other people talk. It's a great time. And also check out yesterday's video with Miss Teen Crypto. I'll leave that in the pinned comments below. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.